10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Is that like one of the like legit like that old toy thing? Like a legit
yeah.
That's
This one,
awesome.
this one hammered on me when I was a kid. So she's got a bad habit of forcing her opinion at people.
All right, my longtime beautiful viewer, Kyler, what is up, my brother?
Hello, Kyler.
All right, so for all our listeners who don't know who you are, tell us who GenCAB is.
Oh my gosh. I am David. My name's David. I live in the Bucks County area, just outside of Philadelphia, and I do, I guess it's like kind of like synth pop, but like not really. I started the project 2008, and then it dissolved into what became the live version of Aesthetic Perfection. And then I quit, and I don't know, started doing this again during the pandemic. So now here I am again.
All right. So when you're out on tour, what's your favorite snack?
My favorite snack? You know what? You know what I actually got really into? Like, I'm not like vegan or vegetarian or anything, but I eat some of that stuff. There's this fake chicken nugget stuff called Nugs. I don't know if you've ever seen the box. Okay, it's one of those things too. I bought it for the box because it looked so like Soylent Green. Like it's like we're out of food, but this is the best we got. It, even though it tastes great, you know. But yeah, it used to be just regular McDonald's chicken nuggets, even though I know it's terrible for me. But yeah, now it's them Nugs. If I have access to an oven, rather.
All right.
Chicken nuggets, final answer. Yeah.
Chicken nuggets. All right. We'll stick with the vein of food here for a moment. And
Okay.
if you were a salad, what kind of dressing would you have?
God, what do I usually use? I hate to be boring at like a vinegar and just the vinegar, guys, sometimes no oil. But one thing I find, I'm very big into mayonnaise, and I always see it in the salad dressing aisle. Okay. So if I could only settle on one, I love mayonnaise so much I would have to try mayonnaise without even actually trying it. I'm going to say mayonnaise.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
I apologize if anyone thinks that's
no, I can get behind that. Kind of like a coleslaw, but salad instead of cabbage. Yeah.
You know what? That's probably why exactly they say that. And I just never realized that. Yeah, I back that then. How about mayonnaise, man?
Kyler's like, how about Slim Jims and cheese?
I do like Slim Jims, believe it or not. It's a thing I get now every holiday from my mother-in-law. It's just like a stocking stuffer. It's really the only time I ever eat it anymore. But cheese constant.
Hey, what's up, Emily?
Hello, Emily.
All right. Okay, so what's the most memorable show you've ever played?
I have, all right, there's two I can like think of really good. One was a while ago, was when I was with Aesthetic Perfection. It was 2017. We played in Mexico City. We played with Covenant. And who else did we play with? I don't know. Anyway, it was a nice, really big arena. There were a lot of people there. It was a great time. We stuck around for one more day. And then as we flew back home, that massive earthquake, like 8.2.
Oh, damn.
Like it hit Oaxaca. So like we were in the air for 20 minutes, and then apparently all this stuff got wrecked. That theater got wrecked.
Oh,
like
shit.
Everything. Yeah. So it was just this weird juxtaposition of like this awesome, great time. And then to be like, oh my God, like that could have been one of the worst days of my life. So
Yeah.
so that sticks with me. And then another one, I love the theme too. It's because something bad happens that it becomes so memorable, but in a good way. My last tour in Dallas, we played this venue, Trees. I had like developed like 2 ear infections, and like I
Oh.
had totally lost hearing in this ear, and then this one was going, and I almost canceled the whole tour. At this point I already missed like part of the tour because I had
Mm.
gotten COVID and came back. But I was gonna cancel that. I was just like, dude, I'm gonna die. I can't. I don't know what's going on. And we're sitting up there. It was one of these venues too that has the curtain, so like when you're
Yeah.
getting ready, like no one can see you. And I'm just like lying on the floor, like, oh my god, I really feel like I might die. And
Yeah.
they're like, oh, you're on in 15 minutes. I was like, just do it now. I was like, I don't know if I can make it like another 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So we did the show, and it was fucking awesome.
Nice.
We destroyed, like, and then I was like so emotional that like I thought I would drop dead. I like ran to our little bus and started crying. It was like ridiculous. And then I came back in. Everyone's like, just stay there. Like, you need rest. You need rest. I went back in. I sold merch and talked to people until the end of the night. And then as soon as like the house lights like went back on, I was like, I'm gonna die. And then I couldn't make it anymore. I tried to do the next day in Austin, but same thing. And I tapped out and I had to leave. But like that one stuck with me because I really did think I might like at least pass out. And
Damn.
Shout out Trees. that curtain really made it a lot easier. Like not having to look at it, because if I had looked at everyone, I'd be like, I don't think I could do this.
Yeah. So what's the biggest challenge you're facing right now as a musician?
Right, it's like I would say like organizing everybody. Like it's weird.
Fair.
Yeah, because I'm like 42 right now. Like when I was in my 20s, it felt like anyone was down for anything, like all the time. But now, everyone either have jobs or have kids or just other responsibilities or whatever. So like the hardest part now is, well, not only that, but making sure you have people in the same area to help out. So like even my band is just a 2-piece. And on that last tour, my drummer Christian, he lives in Rhode Island. So we only got to rehearse twice, and that wasn't matter because, it's like an 8-9 hour drive to get up there and do that. But now I have my original old drummer, or Tim Van Horn. He lives out like about an hour away from me now. So we're trying to make that happen. But at the same time, he has he has a job, and then he's also playing with like a couple of other bands. So making all that work, finding people on your team, I like to call it, like, because there's a lot of people doing a lot of great stuff. So and there's only a finite amount of time. So, it's hard to steal it away from like, hey, can I get a little help, please? And things like that, which I totally get. I hate asking for help as it is.
Yeah. All right. We have a question from the comments. What is your favorite scary movie?
Favorite scary movie? I'll say what it'll probably be wrong, but Green Room I like a lot. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
No, I haven't seen that one.
It's about it's funny because I like these thrillers where they feel like they could be real scenarios. It's about this punk band that's on tour, and I forget where they play. I think it's in like somewhere in Oregon or Washington, and they end up being at like this like Nazi club.
Oh,
and
shit.
It's like a total fucking nightmare, and they go off. But I mean, I don't think this is a spoiler, but at the beginning they see someone's been murdered in the green room, and they're locked in there, and so then the whole thing is just trying them to figure out how to get out of there. But it's like one of those things that like just being in a bit, and like you never know, this could happen, like you're not even aware of it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, you should definitely see it if you haven't seen it. It's one of my favorite movies, actually.
Absolutely. All right. Have you ever had like a really weird interaction with a fan? Like something just crazy.
Yeah, I've had a couple. I feel weird putting anyone on blast for that. But as far as like there's been a lot of weird good stuff. Like
oh, that's fine.
Yeah, like we'd roll through like Michigan, and we got this one care package. It was like Fago and anti-diarrheal pills. Yeah, and I was just like, why do you think we need this? I mean, the Fago was fine, but
Right.
yeah. And occasionally we get that, and I still appreciate it. I'm like, oh my God, someone's thinking about me. I'm like,
Right.
whatever light that is, that's a great thing. But yeah, nothing like crazy. I don't think I've never been like attacked verbally or physically by anyone or anything like that. So thank
Well,
goodness.
I'm glad to hear that. I've gotten some crazy answers before, and I'm glad you
Really?
got
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to keep to myself a lot. So like, hopefully that the less visible I am to maniacs, the better.
For sure.
Mhm.
So I usually ask people what how they write songs, but I'm gonna ask you something different. What's the
Sure.
process like when you're asked to do some sort of remix? Like, how do you go about it?
Ooh, that is a good question. Well, so it's funny too because lately I've been trying to do less remixes, but
Mhm.
I still do them. So really, the thing I really like to do is like reimagine it. But one thing I feel like it's weird putting this verbally now because I've never said this out loud. Or like sometimes it'll be like in the same key. Like a
Mhm.
lot of times these songs will like all throughout, and then my first thought is like, how can I change the key in the chorus? And then I start off with that, and then from there it's really me just like testing out like ideas. Like say there's like some kind of weird percussion thing that like I've thought about doing, but like I don't know, sometimes I'm working on my own stuff. I'm like, I have a
Mhm.
limited amount of time. I'm like, I don't want to spend like 3 hours on this and then like have nothing to show for it. I'll do that on the remixes though. And then see and more times than not, it works out. And then I end up like say if it's a really good separate
Mhm.
idea like that new, I'll like apply it to my own thing later. And then yeah, it's totally worth it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope that's a good. That's weird. I'd never really. It's like I'll just do it, and I'm like, it's like, what am I doing? I don't know. Yeah,
For sure. If
but
you
yeah,
had to
I want
pick
to make sure it's different though.
No,
That's the
absolutely.
yeah my main thing.
Ooh, we have a question from Emily. Will you be making an appearance on stage for any Morris Black or Danny Blue shows?
Not that I'm aware of. I am. I think I'm going to the one on Saturday. So we have that song, The Abstract, me and
Right.
Morris Black. And I think what the plan was, at least from what Brian told me on that tour, was that Danny Blue would actually be singing my track with them.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, I kind of like just want to see it because
Right?
it's interesting to like just see someone else attack something that you've done from a different perspective. And I know he's capable of it too.
Mhm.
So because I haven't been asked directly, I kind of want to just step back and watch it because I think it's gonna be awesome. But yeah, I'm gonna be at that one, and then yeah, because what that starts, it's the 13th, May 13th or something like that. At the end of the tour, it's coming back out east, and then my friend Nix is playing with a couple of those shows, and I
Mhm.
may or may not be a part of that act.
And what was it like
Yeah.
working with Morris Black on that collaboration?
Oh, so smooth and easy.
Yeah?
Yeah, so he sent me. He's got like a crazy work ethic. He works
Mhm.
pretty fast. Lately, I've been working fast, but like he bangs it out like I think even faster than me. But he approached me about it. Actually, he approached me about remixing me first.
Mhm.
So he was like, "Oh, let me." I sent him like the album I did a couple years ago
Mhm.
first. He listened to all the tracks. He's like, "I want to do Taper." I'm like, "You got it." Then he was like, "Okay, as payment, let's work on the thing together." I'm like, "Payment?" I'm like, "I want to do that anyway." So he ended up sending me 3 ideas. I think it was three. It was either 2 or 3 ideas. The one I liked most was the one that became The Abstract, and then
Mhm.
from there, I ended up like rearranging the song a bit. So like I just got the tempo, cut it up, and I'm like, okay, what if this part comes here or this part repeats, and sent that back to him, and then I wrote the lyrics. I think this is how. Oh no, that's right. Yeah. Then he actually reprogrammed it properly. Then I wrote the lyrics, recorded them here. I did it a while ago too, like
Mhm.
December of 2021. Yeah. And I remember I went. There's like one note that's like in the middle part of the chorus that's like so high, I actually like hurt myself a little bit, and like couldn't speak for 3 days. So then
Okay.
yeah, dude, it was wild. So then I kind of like I sent him everything and then just kind of forgot about it for a while because well, for one I was just like, oh, I'm in pain. I don't want to do this anymore. But yeah, then he ended up like putting it all together and he did all the final production on it. And came out awesome. I think.
Nice.
Like, yeah. I would do another one. and that heartbeat.
And then you just released something new like a few weeks ago, right?
Oh yeah, so I did the Perish of Thought single. Wait, is it? I've been
Yeah.
putting out so much stuff I forget.
Yeah, that is the one I was referring to.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that was weird. That was so I had an album that came out in 2008, but like I didn't know what I was doing back then, like as far as like mixing or anything like that. So it really sounded like a little bit more rudimentary compared to the stuff I've been doing lately. So on the last tour, when I decided I wanted to do tracks live, I'm like, oh, it'd be awesome to do one of these old tracks. I had to like reprogram that from scratch because I don't even have any of the files for that first album or anything anymore.
Gotcha.
Like, lost it all. But we ended up not doing the song live, just because time and everything. We just got to fit in what we wanted to. But then I was like, man, I don't want to waste this stuff. So I re-recorded all the vocals and everything like that, and just popped that out, just kind of like a surprise. It wasn't like a huge plan. It was like one of these things where like, it's like I could put out a song in 2 weeks if I just cut these vocals like today, and then boom, yeah.
Nice. And how's reception for that and your latest album stuff, man? Good overall?
It seems good. Yeah. It's weird. So the other album, the Thoughts Beyond Words, that came out. When did that come out? 2002? No, 2002. 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't seem like there was a lot of buzz about it at first, and so that actually, I was like really bummed, honestly. At first, I was like, oh, okay, whatever, no big deal. And I at that point was already trying to book shows, but then like started like changing my mind and pulling back. I even canceled a couple that I had booked, and then it really wasn't until I went on that tour like last fall that like people started paying more attention again. And then like when people hear it, they say good things. Like I Die You Die, like named it like the 10th best like album for that, like in 2022. And I was like, wow, that's high praise for an album no one's heard.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's been going good. The EP, because no one was I wasn't even expecting to write an EP before the tour, but that came out. People seem to really like that, like Cake and Soft and all that. That was one too where I was really just kind of like, I don't want to say messing around, but like the one song, like the chorus is in 5/4 and like it changes in the middle and then guitars come in, stuff like that. It was like just for fun. Let me see if I can make this work. And people seem to really like that. So yeah, fired up on that.
And you working on some new stuff?
Yeah, actually I have I have an entire full-length album done right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I finished it. Well, no, there's one song I got to record the vocals on probably next week, but like everything is done, like 10 tracks, like 40 minutes. I know off the air I had casually mentioned that what's going to happen with that. So, and hopefully I'll be able to have an answer for that in the next 2 weeks or whatever, but it'll be cool. I think it's going to be awesome. I have that. Man, what else did I do? that artist Nyx that I mentioned, I did 2 songs for her. And then she's doing a live show in Easton, Pennsylvania, next Saturday. So I'll be joining her on stage with that. And then we're going to play both of those songs. So that'll be cool.
Sweet.
What else do I have? I have another collaboration with XRL7. I don't know when that's coming out. I've just been so active because I haven't been working as much as I usually do. So it's just like the best way for, it's either that or just get blackout drunk every day. So it's like, let's go to positive route and like secure a little bit of creativity in the future.
For sure.
Yeah.
If you could pick just one of your songs that you had to play for someone who is potentially going to become your fan, what song would you pick?
Ooh. Well, I guess I would do is dig into what they like. Because I know that I have like a lot of different, I go all over the place with these things. It seems like the most popular one is Seafoam Cemetery. But then if I like say I was presenting like this is I think the best thing I've ever done, I would play Only Skin, or there's this new song that's going to be on the new album that is actually I think kind of taking the place of like my favorite thing I've ever done. I don't even know. I probably shouldn't say a title yet, but yeah. So like if it was like that, because those 2 that I just mentioned both have a little bit of guitar in it, not too much. It's like real subtle. And I don't know, I just always like when there's a real diverse instrumentation. But you know, some people don't like that. Sometimes they just want to dance, and then I'm like, Cake, listen to Cake.
Emily says, upcoming tour after your eventual album release?
Well,
Hopefully.
there's one that I'm trying to book right now. I have a booking agency now, and we're trying to make it happen for. We were hoping August, but I know as the time ticks on, like that, I'm not sure how close that's gonna be. Yeah, when this album comes out, though, definitely. When it comes out, though, I have no idea. I've been like steadily. I mean, when I put out that album, 2002, January 2022, I put out the EP in November the same year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like trying to at least wait a year. I guess like I don't know, I don't want to make people sick of me. So.
When you're not on tour, are you involved in like just going to like local shows and stuff?
Not so much anymore, honestly.
Yeah.
It's weird. Yeah. You know what it really is though? It's just so I live in like the middle of nowhere. I mean, not as much as the middle, as like you, but but like, you know, like an hour and a half to get to Philly, and then you got to worry about parking and things like this or whatever, which I never used to care about. For some reason now I'm in my 40s and I'm like, oh, but will there be parking? And if there's not, then like that's a big call for me, like whether or not I show up. Yeah, I mostly now it's honestly just working on music all the time. And then I also have there's like a lot of forest behind my house, and I like to go back there. I've made this trail a few years ago, and I try to keep that nice and tidy, and that brings me a lot of joy.
Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
I love it. I know it's not the sexy cool thing, but like I'm like I like it. I like water. I like trees.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
Is there what's a weird fact about you?
A weird fact. So like when I quit, I had quit making music for a while, like in 2010 until 2014, and during that time I became a beer maker. So like, but like I went hardcore into it. Like I became a member of the BJCP as like a beer judge. I guess actually that's probably the weirdest thing. I've never actually exercised this since I have gotten my license, but I can go to any homebrew competition I think in just this country, probably just this country, and then go there, and then my opinion is considered valid.
That's like awesome.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's the fun part is like drinking the tasty beers, but I'm too nice, so I'm like, if anything is bad, I wouldn't want to give it a bad score.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to be considered a judge of anything. It was just basically because there was no real certification to do this, because I wanted to get a job at like a real brewery. The closest you can do is be like, okay, I'm a beer judge. I know how beer is made and what it should taste like. And then there was another thing called cicerone, which is almost like a sommelier. I can't even say that word. But like the people that like know a lot about wine. It's like that version but for beer. Like, but it's like meant as a serving thing. So yeah, I tried to do that, and then like once I got all the stuff, I ended up managing a homebrew store for like 2 years, and then finally realized there's just like not a lot of money in brewing beer. Actually, the only thing really comes up eventually is just alcoholism. So like I decided I had to, like after I got married, I made all the beer at my wedding. I was like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it was a huge part of my life for like 4 or 5 years, which I never do anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably when you were significantly younger. Do you remember the first time you were listening to a song and it just really made you feel something?
Oh man. Well, back when I was younger, though, it was like not all the music was like, I don't like it as much as I used to anymore.
Right.
I do remember significant moments of listening to stuff, though. Well, all right, no, this one I still like. I remember fighting with my sister in my parents' house, and then Nine Inch Nails' "Wish," the video for that came on. And we both just stopped, and I would say that changed our lives, because my sister is very much into the same lifestyle and everything as I am. But that was like a life-changing thing. Yeah, because before that, I was gonna say like, I remember hearing like "Love in an Elevator," and I'm like, what is this? But like, I never listened to Aerosmith anymore. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with "Wish." That one's probably still relevant to me these days.
Okay. Do you have any pets?
Yeah, actually, come over here, bro. Come on. He didn't want it. I have a bug cat or a cat. Sorry. Yeah, I have a bug named Cat. I have a cat named Bug. Where is it? There. Oh yeah, there's the painting I had commissioned of him.
Nice.
Yeah, he's my producer. Actually, he usually sits with me when I'm ever in this office. I said Buggo. Yeah, that's what we call him. He's the man. Yeah, we found him because, like I said, I lived back in the woods. He wandered upstairs like as a kitten and then couldn't get back down. And at the time, I didn't think I even wanted like a cat or anything like that. So I actually picked him up, took him downstairs, and I was like, "Go find your mom." And like he wouldn't leave. So he just came, and that was God, how many years ago? 6 years ago, something like that. And now he's my bud. He's like huge. He's like 20 pounds, but he's all muscle. He's like Brock Lesnar.
There's like a Maine Coon or something.
He's got a little of that in him.
Yeah.
He looks more like a tabby kind of or whatever, but he's just like big. His paws are like real big, and he beats on people. He beats on everyone except for me. It's that part I feel bad about. Unless I'm gone. Apparently when I was gone on tour, he was very nice to my wife, and then as soon as I came back, he's like, "Hey man, remember this?" You know, just like slap her. I'm like, "Not cool. Don't do that."
That's funny.
Yeah, I love him, man. I wish I could bring him on tour. I was like worried about that when I went on tour because, you know, his entire life he was just with me. And I'm like, what happens if I disappear for a few weeks? Like, is he going to think I'm dead? You know, who knows? And maybe that's why he like just got nice or whatever he went after I was gone. But then I came back, it just started right back up again. So. And I don't like violence against women. That's not cool.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Is there any questions a lot of people ask you that you're sick of?
That I'm sick of?
Yeah, that you're sick of talking about.
I wouldn't say I'm sick of it, but I always feel bad about like explaining what my music sounds like because I'm like, I don't really know. Like, I know it's not like pretty typical of like things or whatever.
Right.
Like, but yeah, I'm like, I don't know. That like I'm always like, I think you gotta listen to it. Like, and I know that's such a cornball answer. It's just like, yeah, I know you're trying to trick me into listening to your stuff without telling me what it's like. But
yeah, it's like darkwave, industrial, synth pop, something.
yeah. And then the new album is going to be even weirder. It's like emo and post rock in there too.
Oh, so. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, that's a good answer. I used to say that back in the day about like the emo stuff, and they'd be like, "Well, get rid of that shit. We don't want to listen to it." And I'm like, dude, come on, it's not cool. I think it's cool.
It is cool.
Thanks. Yeah, I guess I just gotta. Once I figure out a good way to explain that question will be easier. But I feel like I'm always taken aback by that. I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. And then they're like, well, why are we talking to you? I don't know.
So where did the name GenCAB come from?
Yeah, so that was a long time ago. I had this other band I was trying to start called Blown Up Doll. And that was like, oh yeah, that'll just be me. And then it's like, oh, and then I'll start this other project, and I'll have all my friends involved with it, and it'll be like a collective, like Generation Cable. And so then that's what the actual name it started out as, like Generation Cable. And I forget, I was like giving like demo CDs to people like 2003 or something like that. And just one dude, I don't know, he just always like abbreviated things. He was like, hey, Double D, what's up with the GenCAB? You know, stuff like that. And I think he literally said that. And it just kind of stuck. So like it's been that like ever since. And the funny thing is I still realize how ridiculous that name, you know, it's like an abbreviation of like, it doesn't even, it's like cab, it's cable. It should be GenCAB. So like I tried to like rename it. So like when I came back for with the Thoughts Beyond Word, I wanted the project name to be changed to Dead Man's Bastard. But my label at the time was just like, you should just stick with this. Like some people still like the first album. Maybe we'll get like some legacy listens on it or whatever. And so, I mean, it was, in all fairness, it was probably the best thing to do. Because even like though initially the album wasn't like heard a lot, like as time went on, like, you know, like 8 months later, like a year later, they're like, oh, I didn't know GenCAB had another album. So it's just like they were actively still looking for the first album, and that's how they stumbled on. So I'm just like, man, I guess that was a good move. Good
that's
call.
Cool.
Negative gain there.
If you could go on a tour with any other artists, who would you pick?
Ooh, so my my interest kind of branched like all over the place with like the stuff I'm into. And one thing I previously mentioned, like post rock and shoegaze. I would like to go out with this band Holy Fawn that I really enjoy and respect, where it's not quite. It's kind of like in between black metal and shoegaze or whatever. And I noticed their whole, yeah. Oh, if you've never heard it, yeah, write this name down. Yeah, you're gonna love this band. I love that. They're my favorite thing. Holy Fawn.
All right, I just wrote that down.
Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah, everything they do is amazing. Oh, it's so good. But it's like
trying to picture black metal meets shoegaze, and I'm like, huh?
Yeah. It's strange because it's just in the way that the guy will occasionally scream. But like, I always like the way I actually really talk about that band is like if Sigur Rós like grew up listening to doom music or something. That's like I think that's like more of an accurate representation. But I know that guy messes around with some electronic music too, and I don't know, it'd just be cool to like try out a different audience or something like that. So they would be one I would do, and then my wife always jokes about how like this new album is like Postal Service for suicidal people. So I'm like, oh, if Postal Service comes back, I should tour with them. That would be great, because then I can get them all miserable, and then they can cheer them up.
That's funny. All right, and what is your like dream collaboration?
Ooh, man, I'm so hard with that. I always
these are the questions I feel like people get asked more often. You're like, oh, geez, I don't know, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, well, it's weird because I'm so socially, I'm so weird with like working. Like, I always want to work with people, but I always wonder if like they're gonna like what I'm doing or not. So then it becomes this thing of self-doubt, and then I'm like, maybe not. Maybe I'll just do this by myself. I won't mention it to anybody. But yeah, it's weird because I have always wanted to do music with other people. It just never seems to work out, either to schedule wise, or I know that I am, at least lately, slightly manic about the way I work, where it's just like if I don't get everything done like immediately, I know I won't touch it for months. So then I know other people aren't on that schedule because that's manic and high tension. So but I don't know, I do actually, no, you know what, that's not true. I do have one collaboration planned out besides the Nick stuff, which I just talked about or whatever. This musician Barahari, and we've been talking about doing a track together. I think that's actually going to happen. So I'm like fired up about that one. As far as like, yeah, dream, I don't know. I always have a hard time picturing the bands I love the most, even being into be like, oh, well, what can this guy add to this? You know, so I guess that's one I got to think more about. I feel that was a long-winded way of me saying, oh, no.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I see you're covered in tattoos. You want to talk about any of them?
Oh, sure. Actually, I can bring it. So I had this bad tribal tattoo when I was like 20 years old that I got covered up completely black.
Oh, nice.
But where is it? Yeah, yesterday I got a lipoma removed from my arm.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it was fine. It's like nothing. It's like benign or whatever. But I thought it was funny that they gave me these what are they called? Sterile strips. They're supposed to be flesh colored, which obviously now just like sticks out like a sore thumb. A friend of mine was saying I should just like color it in with like black magic marker.
That'd be funny.
Yeah. What else? I got Robert Smith.
Nice.
Right over here. I got like a large bat on my chest, even though
that's badass.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's funny, I don't even like bats anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I live in this barn and we constantly get bats. There's one in this office right now, actually, I can hear it. It's like in the walls. But they come out and then I have to catch them. I have all the gear. I have like gloves, I have like a net, a whole system, and then I have to physically remove these things. But it's so stressful. You wake up at like in the middle of the night for whatever, it's 3:00 in the morning, you know, and your eye opens like, what is that? And then you see this erratic thing, and then of course it's a bat, and then everyone freaks, including my cat, who I think is coming here now. Here, come here. No, he doesn't want it. All right. My bat goes apeshit and crazy about that too. Or did I say cat or bat?
You said bat.
Oh, I meant cat. Yeah. Yeah, he goes erratic and stuff, and then sometimes it's a matter of trying to catch it before he does, because he's literally leapt in the air and pulled these things out of the sky.
Jeez, savage.
Yeah, and then, oh God, what else do I have? I have so much. I got like I got Robb Stark with Grey Wolf's head on his body after he was killed at the Red Wedding.
That's neat.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, actually, my
That's
Tim
nice.
Van Horn, my drummer, did that.
Nice.
Pretty cool. What else have I got? I forget. I'm like, I got Burning Church. I got a crashing airplane because I'm still terrified of flying, but I still do it anyway. Because you have to. I guess there's no way to get around the places unless you're flying now.
Yeah, pretty much. It was like, okay, going to Pennsylvania for Dark Force. I can take an 1.5-hour flight, or I can take another 12 hours on a train.
Oh my god. But the train is kind of, well, depending on how you do the train, that can be fun. Like I did, so I actually go back when I had those ear infections, I had to cancel a tour. The doctors were saying, don't get on an airplane. That'd be really bad for your ears or whatever. So what I ended up doing was taking a train from New Orleans all the way to New Jersey. It took me, what was it, 36 hours or something like that?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, but I got like a sleeper car, which, I mean, it was expensive, but I figured like I'm like, I don't know, when's the next time I'm ever going to do this, probably.
Right.
And it was kind of relaxing. I mean, yeah, they give you like 3 meals a day, so that was cool. You have your own little toilet in your room.
Really?
Which I didn't even find out until like halfway through the trip, and then it blew my mind. I was like, this is the best trip I've ever had. Because I get anxiety about that even on the airplane. Like when you're on the airplane and you like, got to walk to the bathroom.
Oh, I won't. Screw it. I'm staying right.
I hate it, dude.
I flew all the way from Boston to Vegas, and that was like an 8-hour, 6-hour flight, something like that. And I'm like, nope, I'm just holding it. I am not standing
No
up.
peeing at all. No.
Screw it. I was scared.
Yeah. I get, and then with the more nervous I get too, the more I feel like I have to pee. So it's like, it's like this nightmare where I end up getting just trashed on airplanes just to like deal with all that stuff. But in this case, I didn't have to do any of that. It's just like, oh, here, you want to come up? Come up. There we go. There he
is.
There he is. That's Bug. Don't press the space bar, bro. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, he's a beast, man. But don't press the button. He's trying to press the buttons. he's trying to help me. What was I saying? Oh yeah. I don't know. A lot of anxiety about peeing on anything.
Oh, good.
But yeah, you got to get on a boat too. Are you allowed to talk about? Yeah.
Yeah. I have to take an 1.5-hour boat ride to go anywhere.
Yeah. Is that at least fun, or? I mean, I know it
depends on the weather. If it's nice weather, it's not bad. I can go stand out on the deck with my camera and get pictures of like birds and seals and stuff.
He likes to smell my breath. So I should mention that. Yeah.
But if it's crappy weather, it's like scary. The boat starts tipping like at a diagonal angle, and it like rolls, and you end up like wicked anxious that the damn thing's gonna like flip over or something.
Oh yeah, I had a really bad boat trip. 2017, my wife and I went to Norway, and we sailed up the entire coast.
I bet that was beautiful.
It was beautiful, but the weather was not beautiful. It was pretty rough, to say the least, or whatever. And then I didn't figure out until like closer to the end that like if I left my cabin and actually went out on deck and held on for dear life, I was like less anxious about it. For some reason in the cabin, it just felt like we're gonna capsize.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because like if you're out on the deck, you can see exactly how far you're actually like tipping and stuff with the waves. So it's a little bit like, okay, no, I'm not about to fall.
Yeah.
I also get less seasick if I'm out on the deck.
That's the one thing I fortunately don't get is seasick, but it's that anxiety is like so crazy that like God, I was so nuts on that trip that like they had like the captain talk to me, and I'm like, why is the captain talking to me? What is he gonna do? And then it's just like, oh, I'm losing it, aren't I? Yeah, it was bad. But yeah, I would imagine then, yeah, that sucks because then you have no alternative unless you have a helicopter somewhere now.
I don't personally know.
Yeah. Fair enough then.
I mean, you can there's a plane that goes back and forth, but it's mega expensive.
Oh, okay. Like one of those small like sea skipper kind of things or something, or?
Yeah, it's not a big plane.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, see, the smaller the plane too, the worse you feel that as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So now he's gonna take over if he
okay.
he looks at the camera. Go ahead, look at the camera. Go tell him what you care about.
Hey, Buggo.
There should be cat food that tastes like mice. Why is there no
Right.
cat food that tastes like mice?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you should invent that, dude.
Now, is your dad giving you enough treats today, or is you being neglected?
Oh, look at the size of him. I mean, sure. Yeah, he gets too much. And then when he gets too much and he eats too much and throws up, he eats the throw up too.
Oh
like
my
he's
God.
modern Caligula.
What's even worse is I have 2 cats, and one likes to eat the other one's throw up.
Oh, really?
I'm
Oh,
like,
man.
oh my God, you guys.
That's like, it's kind of like the what is the coffee that the cat eats that they wait for it to defecate before they brew it. Like
Right?
he has to get the flavor of the other cat's vomit to get the true seasoning he really enjoys. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
All right. Is there anything you wanted to say to your fans who might be watching or who might catch us later?
To all 2 of you, or no, no, I'm really glad that anyone like is. Oh, come on, buddy, is giving like the stuff that he's biting me now. Okay. I'm really thankful for anyone that really takes the time out of their day to check out what I'm doing and then likes it on top of that. That's like even better. I know there's like so many people doing so much great stuff, especially now because it's so
Definitely.
much. It's like a lot more accessible to be able to make music now and to get it heard, which is awesome. So yeah, man, I don't know, I'm stoked. I feel like my first album doesn't even count, so I feel like I'm really brand new at this. So it's I don't know, it's cool to get all the attention. It's cool to get the attention for sure. Yeah.
No, for sure.
And I appreciate you asking me to do this. I really do.
No, definitely. It's been a lot of fun. And I just started hitting up all the people at Dark Force because, that weekend was absolutely life-changing for me. It was incredible.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's like, screw it. I'm going to hit up like all the people who made that weekend amazing.
Oh, yeah. You should too for the way, for what it took for you to even get there. That's like, it's awesome that it all went like so well too. It was like
absolutely.
such a good experience. I had like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, it felt like this like high school reunion. Like there were people there I hadn't seen in years and like stuff like that. And everyone was, it's like every time just walking down the highway, hey, Seattle, Portland, Texas. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd never been to like a big event quite like that one before, so yeah.
That one was pretty good. Like I know that Vampire Freaks had done a couple. I'd only been to the first. They did like the first, actually in 2017. It was like the week after that Mexico show I was talking, and it was in a much smaller place actually. So I didn't know what to expect. Oh, excuse me. But then when we pulled up and saw the size of the building, I was like, "Geez, this is like Wave Gothic Treffen, but in Jersey."
Yeah,
like,
I knew everyone like called it, the castle, but I didn't realize it was actually like as much of a fucking castle as it is.
Oh
like,
yeah. And then the fact that that building was sold out too, right? All the rooms.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sold out like
fun.
months ahead of time. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. I got another hotel like a mile away.
Yeah, me
too. I was like, surely there must be something else. But then it's like, my God, I can't believe they actually sold this. But then you get there and there's so many people. It's just like, okay, I get it. Like this is rad. I mean, I hope they do more. I don't know. I want to just keep doing them because they're
already planning for next year.
Oh, good. Yeah, because I would do them all. I'm like only an hour and a half away, so it's just like, please.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that everything works out and we're both there next year and we can hang out or something. That'd be fun.
Yeah, for sure. I'd be down.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Now, before we get off here, I'm absolutely thrilled to announce next week I have another double header at 6 p.m. I've got my darling friend Defiance. And then at 9, I have goth blogger Sanguine Macabre. So make sure you check that out next week. And yeah. All right, yeah. Yeah.
Oh wait, am I supposed to say something? My bad.
It's been a lot of fun.
Wait, what'd you say? I'm sorry.
I said thanks for joining me. This has been one hell of a fun time.
Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, and thanks for. I know this is like early for some people, but like
it is. It's funny though, 'cause, my page is Moonburns. My show is called Lunar Confessions, but I haven't done one at night yet.
Yeah. It's all dawn, dawn confessions and. sunburns.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick, man. Yeah. I don't know. I was extremely stoked to do this. So any time
Absolutely.
you repeat, I would come back.
Sweet. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and I'll catch you later.
Where's my none?
There we go.
Yeah, okay. There we go. Peace out.
Drop the bass.